Hello Peace family, and welcome to Out and About. It's Jacob here. I'm on the job site today. You can hear a jackhammer in the background. We have got a very arduous job, and I am very thankful it's the middle of winter and not the middle of summer today. But if we can step around here, see what's going on. There's Mr. Tom in the background doing a bit of jackhammering, and we're digging. And what we're doing today is, let me just, and here we are, we're digging a hole. There used to be a concrete stump right here, but what happened, and it's just over here, there's the top of the stump, and we come down, look at that, terrible, rusted all out, the water got into it. There's two of them actually, there's the other one there. Look at that, what a mess. But they were very poor foundations that were put into this house here. We all know how important foundations are, but this one here had poor foundations. They were a bit shallow, and that steel post was right on the edge of the concrete, so it just rotted it all out, rusted out, and that was that. Not very good at all. So here we are, digging the hole. We've got to dig that hole deeper. We've got to get the old concrete out, which was not placed very well, and certainly not deep enough for it either. We've got to dig that deeper hole. And sometimes I've seen posts pulled out. They get the excavator or the dingo, just pulls that whole post right out of the ground. One go, bang, you pull the whole thing out and we can re-pour it. But in other cases, as you can see, this whole house is sitting right on top of where that foundation is. And so today's tricky task is getting right underneath the foundation of the house while it's still there, and digging a deeper foundation. We can dig underneath and get some proper foundations deeper and stronger underneath there, while we keep this house intact. And that's the importance of building proper foundations in our lives. But sometimes we didn't know any better, we weren't raised with God, or life happens and it was hard, and we didn't know how to build proper foundations on Jesus Christ like we know now. And sometimes we find out later on what we thought was an okay foundation wasn't as good as what we thought the foundation originally was, and we find some cracks or a bit of rust in the stumps and things like that there, and so our foundations aren't as strong. So we've got to go back and rebuild foundations. That's why it's important to get foundations right the first time. But sometimes if they're not right the first time, then we've got to, without taking the whole house apart, sometimes it's very tricky to get underneath, and it can be a process, and it's harder, and it takes a bit more work. And sometimes I've seen God pull out bad foundations in one go, and he just does a miracle like that, and bang, healed. But other times it's a slow process, and we have to work with him, dig out the foundations, take out those poor foundations that were put in there, dig proper deeper foundations, and it takes time, and we take the old poor foundations out bit by bit by bit. Very slow process. We take a little bit at a time. In time, with God's help and with his grace, we can put better, stronger foundations on, even if there wasn't good foundations built there in the first place. So, very important lessons today. One, if you can put foundations in strong the first time, that's the best way to do it. But sometimes we find weaknesses in our life. What we thought was a strong foundation actually wasn't built on Jesus, and we have to rebuild that, and we have to do the work of digging out those foundations bit by bit. Let him do that work. Dig in us, dig in us, dig in us. Take those stones out step by step and put proper foundations in there. God bless you. Have a great day.